Hello students. So today we'll start model number 4 of CMOS VLSI design. Okay, model number 4 into this VLSI design is subsystem design and FPGA based systems. In subsystem means it is a leaf cell design. By using subsystem, we can compose large complex systems. Okay, most of the basic leaf cells are made up of leaf cells. So these leaf cells are nothing but your simple logic gates. Okay, the logic gates are like your inverter, two input NAND gate, AND gate, various basic gates, and these gates are made up from are made by using your basic technologies, that is NMOS technology, CMOS technology, BiCMOS technology. These gates are formed in the several ways, which we are going to study here in this unit. These gates are formed by using simple pass transistor logic, or by using inverter. We can make the various types of gates. We will see in detail into this topic. In system design, we are going to design the use of the leaf cells or subsystems many times. That is, these leaf cells or subsystems are repeated many times. These leaf cells may be connected or interconnected repeatedly. Okay, we can use these leaf cells in such a way that our design is going to be simple one. Okay, so to use these leaf cells, so there are some guidelines how to make these leaf cells. So we have to follow some guidelines to design the subsystems. So these are some architectural issues. These are some architectural issues or guidelines that we require to be considered while designing the subsystems. Okay. So first architecture issue: define the requirements carefully and properly. So these are the requirements for the subsystem. So we have to define the requirements of the subsystem carefully and properly. Partition overall architecture into appropriate subsystem. We have to divide the total system into appropriate subsystems. Communication path should be carefully selected in order to develop sensible interrelationship between the subsystems. There should be two subsystems will be connected between the. So for that we require, so there should be a interconnection path, and it should be proper. It should not be too long. Okay. Next, draw the floor plan of how the system is mapped on the silicon. Okay, we have to draw the floor plan of all the subsystems on the silicon chip, how they are going to be manufactured. Aim for regular structures so that the design is largely a matter of repetition. So what it aim for regular structures means, so we have to use the same structure will be more and number of times more will be there. Okay, so regular structure we have to make it, and it is easy to connect one cell to each other. Okay, so for example, there should be VCC line, VDD line, input lines, output lines. So we have to mention the proper places of all the leaf cells so that it is easy to interconnect. So draw suitable stick diagram or symbolic diagram of the leaf cells of the subsystem. So we have to convert leaf cell into layout diagram. So leaf cell into layout diagram. For the intermediate stage is the stick diagram. Stick diagram is the guidelines for them. Okay, so we have to convert each leaf cell into stick diagram. Convert each cell into layout. After that, we have to convert that each cell into layout. Carry out design rule check carefully and thoroughly. So we have to follow all the design rules. And then simulate the performance of each cell or subsystem. So while before going to actual implementation, we have to simulate it and we have to check the performance it's carefully. Okay, so along with that, so we have to take care while dividing system into subsystem, that is we know that it is a partitioning. So care should be taken while partitioning. So while partitioning, we have to make the subsystem such that subsystem should be clean and clear. Subsystem another, that is subsystem with minimum interdependency and maximum it should have minimum interdependency and minimum complexity. So there should be minimum interdependency and minimum complexity. So maximum, and next will be that maximum repetition of the leaf cells. So these cares we have to take while making partitioning. Okay, so this is about the architectural issues. Now we'll go towards next point, that is for designing system. So we are going to use switch logic and gate logic. So for designing system in MOS technology, that is maybe NMOS, CMOS, BiCMOS, there are two ways of building circuits, that is switch logic by using simple switches and gate logic by using gates, that is various types of, that is maybe a inverter we are going to use here. So first we'll see that is what is the switch logic. Switch logic is based on the pass transistor or on the transmission gate. Switch logic is based on the pass transistor and on transmission gate. So these are all the switches are used. Single transistors are used. Either maybe p-type transistor or n-type transistor is used, or here the transmission parallel combination of p-type transistor and n-type transistor is used. Okay, switch logic approach is fast for all simple arrays and takes no static current from the supply. Thus power dissipation is small. Current only flows when the switch is on, whereas in case of inverter current flows always, or at the time of switching the current will be more. So this gives freedom to the designer in the system implementing. By using switch we can design any type of circuit, right from simple gates, basic and OR gate implementation is as shown here. So now you can see here AND gate implementation. So here it is a 4 input AND gate, and we are expecting that V out is equal to V in when all the inputs are 1 1 1. Okay, so A is equal to 1, B is equal to 1, C is equal to 1 and D is equal to 1. At that time all the switches will be on and V out is equal to V in. Okay, but practically it is not possible because of the threshold effect, that is Vt. So V out level will be degraded, V out level will be degraded by Vt in each case. Okay, we will see how the output voltage will be degraded. So this is another, that is way that is we can build 8 input AND gate. So that is V out is equal to V in when A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H all 8 inputs are is equal to 1. So here it is logic level is degrading, hence there is an inverter is used, another here it is one more inverter is used. Okay, hence, but when the input is equal to 1, you will get definitely output is equal to 1. Okay, but what about the other case, that is if not is equal to inverter, so at that time logic 0 is not maintained. Okay, so it is due to the threshold voltage effect. Okay, VT effect. So this is another way, that is of designing circuit, that is by using transmission gate. So here it is CMOS 5-way selector switch, CMOS 5-way selector switch. So it has 5 inputs, and so this is 5 inputs are there, 5 select lines are there. Okay, so output we can define, or we can write the equation for the output. All the outputs are connected together here. So V out is equal to V1 into A plus V2 into B plus V3 into C plus V4 into D plus V5 into E. Assuming that A, B, C, D, E are the mutually exclusive, means at a time any one input will be on. Okay, so V out level is not degraded into this case. So transmission gate, it is not degrades output level. Okay, and here one more it is circuit, it is NMOS 3 input OR gate, NMOS 3 input OR gate. So here for OR gate, all the p-type n-type transistors are connected parallelly. So here there may be possibility of degrading. There is a possibility, that is VO is equal to V1 minus T, VO is equal to VDD minus VT, that will be here, and here ground level will be. So you can see here the equation, that is V out is equal to A plus B plus C. You will get, okay, no problem, theoretically we can get. Or here for this ground, V out bar is equal to A, B, C bar, A bar, B bar, C bar. Okay, so after complementing, you know that according to De Morgan's theorem, it is also an OR gate. Okay, so therefore, but there is a possibility of degrading the output level. Now we'll see what is the possibility here. So simple pass transistor suffers from undesirable threshold voltage effect, which gives rise to loss of voltage level, which gives rise to loss of logic level. So we'll see here into this figure how the loss of logic level is going to be happen here. Now here you can see that is input voltage is high and it is applied to this p-type transistor. Okay, so therefore we are expecting the output voltage is equal to, input is 5 volt, output is 5 volt, but we will get output is equal to VDD minus VT, that is equal to 4 volt. Let us assume that VT is equal to 1 volt threshold voltage. Okay, so therefore output voltage will get, instead of 5 volt we will get 4 volt. Okay, so that n-type transistor degrades its logic level, so it is has to get it equal to 5 volt, but here we are getting it is equal to 4 volt. Okay, also in case of this p-type transistor, it degrades logic 0. So how it is? So we can see here, so input is equal to 0, input is 5 volt and output where that p-type transistor will be off for 5 volt. So here the transistor will be off, but so voltage across this will be about 1 volt. So output voltage 1 volt here. So therefore output voltage is not equal to exactly 0 here, but you will get the output voltage is equal to 1 volt here. Okay, and hence logic level is going to be degraded here. Okay, So another case here. So input here, in this case one transistor is driving another transistor. Okay, in this case also output voltage is going to be degraded. So that is, here it is logic 1 and it is driving another transistor. So what we are expecting here, output voltage is equal to VDD, but it is not like that. So here you will get there is a one degrade. So as we discussed here, that is n switch degrades logic level, that is VDD minus VT. Okay, now so this will be VDD minus VTP here. Now again here this is going to be degrade one more level, so therefore there is a loss of twice VTP. Okay, so output voltage will get actually VDD minus twice VTP. Okay, so a loss of logic level 1 is in the gate of pass transistor is driven from one transistor to another transistor. Okay, and hence, so in some cases whenever there are more number of transistors we are going to use, it will see in series we are going to use, at that time there will be loss of logic layer. So that can be achieved by using simple transmission gate. So what is the transmission gate? Transmission gate, it uses one p-type transistor and one n-type transistor. They are connected parallel as shown in figure here. So you can see here, so one p-type transistor and one n-type transistor. So p-type transistor, n-type transistor connected here parallelly. Okay, so instead of using simple p-type transistor or n-type transistor, we are using transmission gate, and it will having advantage, that is it is not going to degrade the output level. It is not going to degrade the output level. But what is the disadvantage here? Disadvantage is that we are going to use two transistors here. Okay. So here is the, when input is equal to 0, output you will get 0. When input is equal to 5 volt, output you will get the 5 volt. And transmission gate not degrades logic level. Okay, transmission gate, it will have good logic level. Okay, so this is symbol of transmission gate. Okay, so the transmission gate will not degrade the logic level, but it requires more area as it uses two transistors. Also it requires two complementary signals. It requires two complementary signal, X and X bar. Okay, here X is 5 volt and X bar is 0 volt. Okay, so we require the two complementary signals to drive it, but the and output on-state resistance, but on-state resistance of this pass transistor is very low as compared to only pass transistor. Okay, but it suffers only that it having high area. Okay, so when by using NMOS switch logic, there is a restriction that no pass transistor output will drive gate of another pass transistor. So there is a restriction, that is you can see here. Okay, so no pass transistor output will drive gate of another pass transistor. Output of transistor 1 is not reached at the full logic level. Okay, so then there is a degrade logic, so it will be not permits to drive one transistor to another transistor. It will not permits one transistor to drive another transistor. Okay, so this is about the pass transistor and transmission gate. Okay, so this is about one type, that is gate logic, and then next we will see this was previous was the switch logic, and here it is a gate logic. So in NMOS, CMOS or BiCMOS technologies, we are using various types of gates. So that is, simple gate is nothing but your inverter. So we know that how to form the inverter. Okay, So inverter is constructed in all the technologies. We will see how the inverter is constructed in NMOS. We already know that is how to form inverter in NMOS as well as in CMOS, or we will see here how to form the inverter in case of BiCMOS here. So we can form NAND gate, NOR gate by using inverter. Also we can use and we can form or we can construct AND gate or OR gate, okay, with an inverter by using NAND gate or NOR gate, okay, respectively. By using AND gate and inverter, you will get the NAND gate and inverter, you will get AND gate, or NOR gate and inverter, you will get the OR gate, okay. So in NMOS technology, we have to maintain length and width ratio. Particularly care we have to take in case of NMOS, but in case of other technologies, unless and until we are not going to mention there will be what is the length and width, so we have to use minimum feature size transistors. But in case of NMOS, we have to take care, that is we have to maintain length as to width ratio of pull up to pull down ratio, okay, pull up to pull down transistors we have to maintain here. So here is the simple inverter, NMOS type inverter. Here it is one depletion type transistor acts as a load, and another transistor, that is enhancement mode transistor, it will be when. So we know that how to draw this transistor, how to draw the stick diagram for it, we have seen in previous models, that is how to draw the stick diagram for this. So this is N diffusion line, this will be the poly layer, this is the implant. So we have to mention length and to width ratio, okay. So how to draw the stick diagram? So that is draw two parallel rails, that is one is for VDD, one is for ground. So the diffusion layer, then poly crosses diffusion, there will be transistor will be formed, and we have to mention the implant and length and width ratio for depletion mode transistor. And for enhancement mode transistor, we have to directly cross poly and then diffusion, there will be transistor. Also we have to mention what is the length and width ratio. This is about how to maintain length and width ratio of the inverter in case of NMOS, okay. So here also we have studied about the CMOS inverter. So CMOS inverter, it is a complementary, there are two ways by using symbol. Here it is shown, that is p-type transistor, this is also p-type transistor, n-type transistor, n-type transistor, both gates are connected together, both the drains are connected together. So where the gate is connected, that is input, and drains are connected, that is output. So symbol of all the transistor will be all the inverters are in all technology will be same here, okay. So you know that how to draw the stick diagram for this. So draw parallel lines, parallel rails, that is one is for VDD, another it is for VSS. In between that we have to draw the other circuit, that is p-type transistor and n-type transistor. So in case of CMOS, we have to draw demarcation line. So above that we have to make p-type transistors, below this we have to make n-type transistor. So here it is n diffusion, here is a poly, here it is a p diffusion, and so here poly will be there, this will be poly, and it will form p-type transistor, it will form n-type transistor, and input is connected on the poly. So poly can cross the demarcation line, diffusion lines are cross the demarcation line. So here it is also we have to connect drain of two transistors together. So metal layer is used, or you can use poly layer also, okay. So output is taken on the metal, input is taken on the poly. So this is about the CMOS inverter. Now BiCMOS inverter, here it is, you can see. So it has p-type transistor, n-type transistor, and we require the driving current will be more at the output stage, and hence we are going to use there are two bipolar transistors we are going to use at the output stage. So here it is at the output stage, there are two bipolar transistor. Here it is, one it is connected to VDD and another it is connected to VSS. Okay, so Vin is equal to high. When Vin is equal to high, so this transistor will on, it will drive the this transistor and drive the V out is equal to 0 suddenly, because current will be high. So when Vin is equal to 1, when Vin is equal to 0, so this transistor will be off, this transistor will on, so it will drive upper transistor, and so it will be suddenly give output voltage is equal to VDD. Okay, so this is the stick diagram for the BiCMOS inverter. So BiCMOS inverter, it is having, this is P type transistor, this is having N type transistor. In the same way, whatever we are going to draw in case of CMOS technology, we have to draw this, that is below. So here also you can mention here demarcation line. Above demarcation line you have to form P type transistor, below demarcation line you have to form N type transistor. Okay, so this is VDD is connected to both drains, and VSS here, so VS is of both transistors. Okay, it is driving this upper transistor and this is driving lower transistor. Okay, here, so at the output stage there will be the bipolar transistor. Here it is a bipolar transistor, and this is output is taken from the emitter and collector of this output transistors. Okay, so input is given onto the gates of the two P type transistor and N type transistor. Okay, this is about the simple logic gates and simple logic gate, that is inverter, how to form. In the next video we are going to discuss about the two input NAND gate, two input NOR gate. Okay, how to draw that we will discuss here. If today's videos, if you have any doubts, then you can ask me on to my WhatsApp group. Okay, so today we will stop here.